What's up, fellas? This is LP from Global, back at it again with my first ever professional video. Just a quick thing about myself. Thank you for anybody who's watching this right now. I'm an aspiring YouTuber for quite some time, and a lot of difficulties I was always running into was as an Android phone owner and a Mac computer owner, I always had a lot of technical difficulties. So finally today, I'm bringing you my first ever professional video on my new YouTube channel. What I want to introduce to the community today is there's a lot of YouTubers out there. There's a lot of people who offer different insights. There's a lot of people who have a completely different style. I don't really have the whole goofy approach. I don't really have the whole Comic-Con, green screen effect approach. I'm a guy who has kind of, got a big mouth and just likes to help people. I'm always there to help. A lot of people have watched my videos before, messaged me online. There's not a single person that can ever say they ever messaged me and asked me for help that I didn't help. I wanted to put that out there real quick because I wanted to kind of introduce what my approach to the community is going to be that differs from all of the other approaches. What makes you want to search my videos as opposed to other people? You're not going to get the wrong information from me. There's a lot of people out there who are going to come out and start supporting me as I do more videos. We've just been waiting to kind of make my system setup a little bit better. So, you don't have to take my word for that. The approach that I want to bring to people is a more intelligent and more sophisticated and thoughtful approach to the community on the way we do things about the game. So, the way we track resources, the way we use our energy, and the way we display our competitiveness. I'll attack anybody in arena. I don't do that whole, if I see a guildie in arena, I'm attacking him. I want to test his defense, and then I'm going to give him tips on it. So there's not going to be in this channel any of that, self-promotion or guild promotion or any of that self-censoredness. There's also going to be very limited goofiness. I want people to come to my channel and say, I went to LP's channel and I learned something, So we're going to try thought of the day kind of things. So for today, my first ever thought of the day. Sorry, let me get my tablet. So my first ever thought of the day. This I hope is going to help a lot of people. For anybody who doesn't have Galleon, this is my thought of the day. Galleon offers your AoE defense break, right, which multiplies damage by 75% to everybody affected by the harmful effect. So everybody that's suffering from defense break takes an extra 75% damage. Then he gives you an attack buff, which is an extra 50% damage. So this one unit quintessentially multiplies all damage by 125%. That's what I mean when I say that, I want my channel to be more intelligent, more sophisticated. We're going to use numbers when we discuss things. We're not going to be doing like other YouTubers, you got AoE defense break and that's going to help out your damage. We're going to talk numbers. We're going to talk about the right strategy. We're going to talk about the right approach. When you watch streams like Barian and you watch Fwa and you watch Corrosive, these guys don't talk about, silly little things. These guys think about every number. They think about every variable. These are guys that influence and change the meta on a daily basis. And so I want to help prepare people for that kind of mentality and for those kinds of goals. So Galleon, increases all damage by 125%. But what do you do if you want to do PvE content and you don't have Galleon? Okay. Now, yes, there are other alternatives for AoE defense break, like the semi-farmable Water Homunculus or Lure. But there are units that you can get that are 3-star, semi-obtainable, that will do the same thing. So we're going to look at them very briefly. So the first is going to be Tagaros, okay? This team that we're going to discuss really briefly as my thought of the day is a 2-team combo that will do the same as Galleon. So although it takes 2 units, they make up for the 2 versus 1 utility because they are DPS-based units, which means you can get more damage out of them. So you can use them in Dragons. So I suppose that this argument would be an approach that people could use in Dragons 10 for starters, as opposed to something that would not really work too well in Giants. It can work in Necro. So Tagaros, where is he? Tagaros gives Hellfire. So it's an AoE defense break, right? It's an AoE defense break and a DPS-based monster. So he's going to give everybody an AoE defense break, and he can also be counted on to do some DPS. With him, you can use Kali. Kali is famous for providing single target burst damage. She does a tremendous amount of ignore defense on skill 2, Tectonic Shift, and then she's got a buff on skill 3 that increases attack power and attack speed and then makes herself invincible for a turn. So with Tagaros, you're getting an AoE defense break and an AoE attack power buff with Callie and an AoE attack speed buff. That's 3 buffs you're getting. Now we're not talking about adding in Megan, who can also give you an attack bar boost and so on and so forth, because Megan is a support unit. So for anybody who's thinking about Megan and maybe adding her into this, that doesn't really work because we want to think about DPS. We want to think about, even though you have to use these 2 units to make up for not having Galleon, these 2 units together do the same thing, but they can also make your runs faster because they're DPS based. So you're not only multiplying your entire team's damage, you're also, using them to provide damage. Because I've never seen a Galleon on, like, speed crit damage attack, and, crazy DPS damage, because he's supposed to be built kind of tanky and somewhat supportive. Some people do crit rate, some people do attack, but I've never seen like a full DPS focused Galleon. So Callie and Tagaros are 2 units that can be used in tandem for people who don't have Galleon. And that's just my tip of the day. Most people are not going to find that useful, but the people who don't find it useful are the people who have Galleon. So, I mean, credit where credit's due and no credit where it's not due. If you have Galleon and you don't like that opinion, then you don't have to like it because you got the guy, right? So that's Galleon. I would build Tagaros and Callie Rage or Fatal. 2 set would be Blade. Attack crit damage attack or speed crit damage attack. They're just there for extra damage, okay? So that was my quick tip of the day. We're not going to do much today. Today I just wanted to get some feedback. I'm going to be attaching my channel introduction into this video. It's very different than a lot of YouTubers and the way that they do their channel introduction with their name. Mine is very different, so I want you guys to give me some comments below. Please give me some tips. I really want this to be like a learning experience. I'm a little fearful of the comments on Reddit though, because I find Reddit to very frequently have a lot more salt in it than pleasantness. So yeah, a lot of people aren't going to like that, but just read people's comments. There's always an inherent base of saltiness. So we're just going to do a couple runs, kind of talk about random things. This team here can be used. You can use Tayor. Correction. You can use Theomars in place of Tayor, or you could use Chow. You can use Sigmaris, a more farmable approach. You can use Lisa. This team right here for my 1 minute DB10 team, it's all about getting off as much damage as possible. It's 100% burst damage comp. It's all based on burst damage and how quickly we can murder things. Let's pause real quick and show my towers, because as you can see here, I don't really have max towers. I only recently finished maxing out my crit damage tower, so I only have 2 towers maxed, crit damage and speed. The next tower that I'm working on now is my water tower. So as you can see, they're 5%. I powered it up once or twice. I've got 4 out of 5 damage units here, and they're all water type, so that'll offer an extra 25% base damage to my water units. So that's what I'm waiting for. They're going to be benefiting from that, which will also speed up my runs. My fastest clear time in this is 1 minute and 1 second. If you don't have Galleon in here, you can do Water Homunculus, I suppose. But this team here, as you can see here, it's all about getting off as much damage as possible. So the group hunt effects pulls units together, and those units also get a turn taken off their cool times. So it's very helpful, like when Galleon is pulled in, because then he's got time to loot up faster, or when another Tark is pulled in, because then they've got group hunt coming up faster. It's very helpful. Oh wow, 1 second shy or 2 seconds shy of beating my fastest time. So we can use, in place of Tayor, other units that could be used would be Theomars, right there. We could have used a Chow, we could have used a Sigmaris. There are other damage units that can be used in the place of Tayor, okay? So that's my Dragons 10 team. Giants 10. We're going to look at, oh, I can't wait for Poseidon's buff and Amarna's buff. So Amarna is going to be the new king of Necro and Raid, okay? I know this video is kind of a little bit of everything. This is supposed to be more of an introductory video, so we're kind of just going to discuss the things that come up on my mind. Typically in my videos, every video is going to have its own subject. I'm going to have my notes prepared and we'll talk about that. So if we're doing like a Dragon's 10 starter guide, then we'll talk about a Dragon's 10 starter guide. But today I just wanted to get people's feedback on the communication, the technology, and finally the fact that I have everything working stably. So Amarna, it's like I've got OCD. Ignore my runes because they're going to change. Amarna is going to be the new king of raids and necro. Okay? I guess you can't say he's a king because not everybody can have him. So scratch the king part. He's going to be a new crucial unit for people who have him because he's going to have skill 1 changed so that it also offers a defense break. So it'll be a multi-hit that does heal block and defense break. So with skill ups, it's going to be a 50% chance to do a defense break and a 50% chance to do a heal block. Skill 2 is still a brand. They're only increasing the damage on it by 10%, so it's still brands. Skill 3 is being completely reworked. It's now going to be in an ally team heal and cleanse built in. The heal is 30%. And then at the cost of 2 turns added per revive, you can still revive your whole team. Or 1 unit, or 4 units, whoever. The only thing with Amarna that I don't really know what I'm personally going to do yet, he's a support unit that was kind of attack based because his heal was based on attack power, so nobody ever built him tanky like a Chasun. I think I'm going to try doing that. I'm not quite sure yet. It would be really helpful if I could build him DPS and kind of start adding him into my DPS teams because the quick thing about Amarna, so he's single target, but he can be used in place of Galleon because he gives off the defense break and the branding. So that's 100% extra damage, 75 from defense break, 25% from damage. You're only losing 25% at the trade-off of Galleon because the attack buff gives 50% extra attack as opposed to the 25 for branding. So you're only losing 25%. But Amarna is also a healer, so he's a support unit. So it's really cool that he's a support unit that can also do damage. So I don't know if I want to build him as another support unit, like another Colleen or another Chasun. I want to build him like a Huahi, I think. All-out damage, speed, crit damage, attack, with the attack and HP subs. That's what I'm planning. Maybe violent for faster cooldowns. I'm not sure yet. The buff hasn't happened yet, so I haven't removed these runes, and these are all leftover runes because I never use them. But it's kind of the plan with him. And then this is... Am I missing something here? Should be okay. I actually haven't used this team before. I just redid my Lucian today. Okay, so similar to dragons, Speed Giants is all about dealing damage as fast as possible, but very different from dragons is how you deal that damage because you have to take into an account that not only are you going to deal as much damage as possible, you also have to be conscientious of doing it quickly. With dragons, you're worried about immunity popping and preventing you from stripping it and applying a defense break. Here, you're worried about the counterattacks because if you were to bring a Chilling or a Bella or some kind of stripper to dragons, you can remove the defense break, the immunity, and you can continue doing damage. It's not really the same here because when that 7th turn hits and you get counterattacked, the Giant's going to cripple your team, A lot of people use SWAT in here to decrease attack bars. Oh, whoa, sorry. I have had my tablet for like a couple days, and so I don't have it set up yet. So he targeted the right tower, the left tower, and now that's going to screw me, I think. Never mind. Okay. Huh, that worked well. That seemed pretty fast, too. That 52,000? 1 minute, 3 seconds. Oh, no. Oh man, it'd be so cool when I drop that time down so much faster. What is that 52,000 from Tamer? That's not bad. Considering that I have no water worked at all. Now for Necro, unfortunately, I don't have a speed team. I'm in desperate need of making a Necro speed team, but the dilemma that I'm currently facing is that I desperately need rune removal. I don't have enough runes to make everybody prepared for the kind of DPS output that I need for a 1 minute team. And that's what it comes down to. So I think I'm going to do this. I mean, we'll try it. Actually, there's no point even trying it because I'm going to add Amarna to my Necro team, but Amarna's not buffed yet. So I'm planning to add Amarna in here because if I replace Colleen with Amarna, I'll be adding more damage to my team. I'll still be healing. I'll only be losing 25% damage because, as we discussed earlier, the attack buff that Colleen would provide versus the branding. However, I will still be running an attack leader like Lucian, so I'm not really like losing much. You know, like I'm still going to be outputting massive damage. So this is the team that I'm planning to run. It's not going to work because, like I said, Amarna's not buffed yet. He's going to be my extra defense break. I also need to put 2 Devilmon into Grego so that I can max skill this. And then I literally just put these runes today as hand-me-down runes because, again, I need free rune removal. I'm going to go for a attack, crit damage attack on Violent Revenge. That means I need to strip my Sarah, my Hua, my Adrian. They have no need for those runes, you know. I've got runes in here that I could take off, so on and so forth. So I'm going to be redoing that. So for now, we can do just some random attempt at a speed team. I'm going to use Xiaolin because I love Xiaolin in here. Where's she? Is that Xiaolin? And then we can try Stella. Let's do Sierra and Colleen. Am I missing anything? I don't know, but we'll try it. Okay. All right. Is it on auto? Yes, it sets auto. I need to redo the speed tuning of this team. Lucian derped there. He didn't even do his AoE. So now watch him do amp magic with 1 unit left. Oh, thanks. He does amp magic with 2 units left. It's so counterintuitive. I was thinking about putting in Wind Homunculus in here. I haven't finished my Homunculus, but when I do, I was thinking about adding him in here because I think he'd be critical for, you know, the fact that like he can take the place of Stella, and he can do more than Stella because he can do the defense break and the branch like everybody else. You stop that shit. Don't kill my Lucian. Stop that shit. Can we get... Oh, ignore that. Can we get... Oh, epic fail. We're going to end the battle and then redo it. We did not get attack break on him. I can't stand Grego. I can't wait to add my Grego in here. He's going to be fantastic. So, ignore the messages. I don't know how to edit that out, so I'm probably going to leave it for this video. If anybody knows how to edit out the messages, please feel free to leave a comment at the bottom. I'll research that. Maybe through OBS if I change the scene effect. Anyhow, Grego is such a pain in the butt over here. I can't wait to use my Grego. Grego's cool because he does more damage based on the enemies that die. So in PvE content, this is kind of cool because as every time a unit here dies, like on the enemy side or on my side, but preferably on the enemy side, his base damage goes up by 50% and it can stack 5 times. So his damage can go all the way up to 250% extra base damage. So that's awesome. That also counts every time you kill... Yo, stop that shit. Can we please... Can we... Alright, so... Damn. I missed what just happened there. I just saw like his health go all the way down. So I wonder if Xiaolin hit him. We had a good amount of debuffs up. But this is an epic fail. This keeps failing. So we're going to not even bother. I did mention in the beginning that my speed team wasn't prepared. And this was just a random moment. So it's clearly not working. So we're going to just ignore it. Anyway, what I like about Grego is that he can do this here, King of the Dead. His damage goes up, so when you're fighting the Lich and your units get stolen, it counts towards his passive. So, you know, if Xiaolin gets stolen, as she always does, and we get a kill on her, his damage goes up by 50%. So it's kind of cool. The problem is using him the right way so that you kill the boss fast enough that you limit the amount of damage that Grego does so he doesn't get stolen. Because if Grego gets stolen, he is so hard to kill because he also cuts damage in half, as you can see here. And then... it just becomes a tremendous pain in the butt. So, what else? What else are we gonna talk about? Let's go run some fire dungeon. This is my fire dungeon team. This will be a triple S team once I max Alicia. I just started working on my Alicia recently, so it's important that I get those extra cooldowns on her skills here. I don't have the cool time on Frost Rush. And unfortunately, Storm of Midnight doesn't even get a cooldown decrease. But it's all extra damage, so I need those desperately. Who else? Stella goes on the bottom. Alicia Xiaolin is on the front line. This is my Xiaolin. She's for R5 front line. Her runes are okay. They're not really grinded yet. This rune I'm planning to do. Ooh, my camera's getting dark. I'm near the window and as the sun's going out. Sorry. Uh, Technical difficulties. Alright, so my plan for this rune is to drop accuracy and replace it with attack. This rune I can still increase speed, increase HP, replace the HP flat with crit rate, because she needs more crit rate. This rune I'm going to replace accuracy with speed maybe. No, I'm going to go HP here, more HP, make her tankier. This rune here I'm going to replace defense flat with attack, get more attack on her. This rune is I'm going to leave because it's got everything I want on it. And in this rune I'm going to replace the HP flat with crit damage. So this is, in my opinion, this is one of the better built Xiaolins I've seen. She does a little bit of everything, which is great. And she can tank the front line fine, but I could still make her better. I can easily get plus 1300 attack, plus 10,000 HP, and 150 something speed. So that's going to be the goal. She's like my pride and joy. And then I just finished ruining up my Annabelle, but I need skill ups into her because I'm on like floor 76 or so of TOA hard, and she's so clutch in TOA. But I need to max these runes. These two still need to be maxed. And then maybe put her a Nemesis or something. So we're going to add Colleen here. And then I'm missing someone. Perna, my leader. Where's Perna? Perna. Alright, and there's Perna. We're going to switch attack to Perna. And then we'll auto this. So the Fire Dungeon. The Fire Dungeon is all about... I feel like every PvE content starts off with the same sentence. It's all about providing as much damage as possible, as quickly as possible. This one is based on AoEs, though, and people say that this is the easiest elemental dungeon. I don't think it's the easiest. I just think that, because of my units, I'm well prepared to use all these Water Nat 5s that I have, that coincidentally have AoEs like Alicia and Tayor. I wouldn't say that this is the easiest dungeon. I think that the Water Dungeon is kind of easier. I also think that Wind is easier for people with the right approach and right understanding. Like the Water Dungeon. The Water Dungeon, everybody talks about Bernard. Bernard is a really good unit that is like the staple for Water Dungeon because you need the attack bar to cleanse the freeze effect so that you can heal. But there's another unit that people neglect very frequently, and it's Pyrian. Pyrian can do the exact same thing as Bernard at the cost of one extra turn, and he also adds damage. So like I was going to do some testing on it, but I still haven't because I'm making the Fire Homunculus. I actually want the Fire Homunculus, so I haven't done any water. So one day I'm planning to do some testing on it, but I find that Pyrian can do 50% attack bar increase to your allies, and he gives crit, and then his skill too is like a single target damage boost or damage. So he can give all of your allies that 50% attack bar boost, so you can easily cleanse the freeze effect, and then you can also get 30% extra crit. And that's super helpful to me. But people neglect him so frequently, and they're like, Bernard. Like, Bernard is great, but this guy will do the exact same thing, plus more, because he offers some... Is this a fail? This is a fail. I didn't get any of my AoEs up. See, this is why my Alicia needs skill ups for a moment like that, because I desperately needed the turn there, so... We'll just let it play out until everybody dies, and then... We'll do it again. I should be able to get double S on auto. Single S or double S on auto. So that's like an option that like not a lot of people have really explored. Again, this is what I meant earlier when I said I wanted to bring a more logical approach to the game. Different things that not a lot of people talk about, like Pyrian. And then for the Wind Dungeon, it's just healing, and it's healing the right way because everybody brings in tanky healers, but you don't want tanky healers for that. You want like a Hwahi, a unit that is attack based that can heal your team without having 30,000 HP. Because the problem is when they're so tanky, they take more to heal, and if you don't full heal them all the way, then you don't get rid of that lightning effect. So, those are like little tips that like, I wish like when I'm on YouTube and I'm watching all the content out there that I heard people discuss more. So you want units like Hwahi, units like Mihyang. You don't want units like Chasun. You know, Chasun is a great unit, but she's not for that particular dungeon. You know, Colleen would be better. Maybe defense. You know, speed, defense, Colleen for that. You know, because you don't want her to be, you know, so tanky with 25,000 HP that you need your Bella and your Chasun to heal her because you need all that extra HP. That's unnecessary. Um, so that was just a quick tip for that also. Okay, this seems like a much better run here. In the last run, we were at like 1.2 million by the time we killed him and like got him at the start of the second groggy. We're already past that. We finished that at 1.7 at that groggy. At the second groggy, we finished the DPS at 1.7 mil. It looks like here we're going to get to 2.2 or so. Okay, all right, nice. We're starting really nicely. Get those debuffs, branding. Ooh, nice. Here we go. Come on, Xiaolin. Zhao. Yo, where is... I called it. 2.2 million. This would have been more if she got off her freaking... her skill 3. She didn't get off Water Dragon attack. This could have easily been like... That would have been like 2.6 million. Ah, this could have been like my first Triple S run. Shame on you. Shame on you, Xiaolin. I use Xiaolin in like every single dungeon for the elemental raids. She's so clutch. So clutch. All right. What else? Oh, this is going to be my double S run. Assuming I don't die, this will be my first auto. I mean, not my first. This will be the auto double S run. So I'll get the extra 500,000 damage for killing him, which will put me at, as of right now, it'll be like 3.2 million. Do I have an AoE up? I don't think Taylor has it up. Is Alicia going to get a turn? Yes. All right. This is going to hurt, but I still have enough left that will be okay. All right. Very nice. Very nice. Very nice. What is it? 3.3? Oh. All right. Whatever. That's really it. So we're going to kind of end this video. Oh, you know what? Should we do some arena? Let's do some arena. Actually, we won't do arena. We'll leave this at kind of like the first video. So it's already like half an hour. So I want to thank everybody for kind of tuning in. We kind of just, you know, went over a lot of different things. Please feel free to leave your comments at the bottom. I'm interested in hearing anybody's input, anybody's thoughts. We kind of touched on the introduction earlier. So the introduction that I'm going to be doing for my YouTube kind of has a horror effect. And the reason for that is because I wanted to try something very different for my YouTube introduction. Every YouTuber has like the same kind of introduction. It's always something like, you know, like some party noise or something that kind of ties into their name. That glare in my computer is bothering me. So I wanted to try something new. So like that template that I found that like I kind of picked, you know, some people say that it doesn't really tie into Summoner's War, but then again, you know, it's about like what I'm trying to promote, so it doesn't really have much to do with the game itself. If you guys like it, please let me know. If you guys don't like that introduction, you know, also make that comment. If you have tips or requests at the bottom, please let me know. A couple quick things. I have a line chat it's called Summoners War Forum. My line ID is xLordPainx, all lowercase. This is a forum with everybody from Challenger 1 players to Guardian 3 players. Some pretty famous players are in the chat too. I won't name their names though, because I'm not gonna take, you know, I don't want my YouTube video to get extra views because I named someone, you know. So we're not gonna go that route. But there are a lot of different experiences in the chat. I've got like 80 people in the chat, and we kind of discuss all different things about the game. This is a really good chat for, you know, pretty much anybody, because we talk about beginner things and then we talk about advanced things. So anybody can join the chat and kind of like unwind and also just learn and benefit from, you know, a multitude of different experience. It's a really relaxed atmosphere. So if anybody's interested in that chat, just message me online and I can add you to it. It's called just message me xLordPainx. You know, it's all lowercase. I also was the founder of the global Raid for R5 chat when it first came out. So if you want an invite to that chat, let me know. That's the chat, you know, for everybody in global to kind of like communicate, talk about raid best practices, also get together and raid, because, you know, channel 65 is where a lot of people go to find people to raid with, you know, when they can't raid with someone in their guild. But not everybody knows about Channel 65. So I started the line chat as a more communicative approach to where people could just say, hey, what are you doing right now? Are you free to raid? You know, and it's worked. There's a lot of people who kind of built relationships in there too. Thanks so much for tuning in. I'll do another video tomorrow, most likely, and I'd like some comments here on some tips and any feedback. Thanks so much. Later.